AM, AM. Century, century, century. Date, date, date. Hour, hour, hour. Midnight, midnight, midnight. Minute, minute, minute. Month, month, month. Noon, noon, noon. PM, PM. Quarter, quarter, quarter. Year, year, year. Fall, fall, fall. Spring, 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 spring. Summer, summer, summer. Winter, winter, winter. A long time ago, in another century, there lived a woman who had 2 daughters, Helen and Mary. Helen was her own child, and Mary was her stepdaughter. The woman was good to Helen, but she was bad to Mary. Every morning, Mary had to get up before 6 a.m. She cleaned all the rooms, cooked all the meals, washed all the dishes, and fed all the animals. Helen did nothing. She usually got up about 1 p.m., had a late breakfast, and played all day. She was unkind to Mary and did everything to make her sister's life miserable. One winter evening, Helen called Mary and said to her,
"Go up the mountain and find me some flowers for my new dress. If you don't bring them to me by noon tomorrow, I'm going to throw you out of the house."
"But dear stepsister, how can I find flowers in the snow?"
The stepsister didn't answer. She pushed Mary out of the house and shut the door. It was midnight, and it was dark outside. Mary walked and walked until finally she arrived at the top of the mountain. There she saw a large fire surrounded by 12 men. They were the 12 months of the year. January stood up.
"What brings you here in this cold, windy weather?"
"I'm looking for flowers for my stepsister. If I don't find them, she's going to throw me out of the house."
January gave a magic wand to March, and March waved the wand over the fire. Immediately, the flames got bigger and bigger, and the snow began to melt. In 15 minutes, the trees and the grass were green and full of flowers. It was spring. Mary quickly picked the flowers, thanked the months of the year for their help, and ran home. Helen was amazed at the sight of the flowers, but she didn't say thank you. The next day, the stepmother asked Mary to get her some apples.
"Go up the mountain and find me some apples. If you don't bring them to me by noon tomorrow, I'm going to throw you out of the house."
"But dear stepmother, how can I find apples in the snow?"
The stepmother didn't answer. She pushed Mary out of the house and shut the door. Again, it was midnight, and it was dark outside. Mary walked and walked until finally she arrived at the top of the mountain and saw the 12 months of the year.
What does your bad stepsister want this time?
It's my stepmother. She wants some apples. Can you help me, please?
January gave the magic wand to September. September waved the wand over the fire. Immediately, the flames got bigger and bigger, and the snow began to melt. In 15 minutes, the trees were full of apples. It was fall. Mary quickly picked the apples, thanked the months of the year for their help, and ran home. The stepmother was amazed at the sight of the apples, but she didn't say thank you. January was worried about Mary, so he traveled down the mountain to her house. While Mary was feeding the animals outside, he opened the door, waved his magic wand, and froze the stepmother and stepsister.
You've been really unkind to Mary. You deserve to be frozen forever. But I'll give you a chance to be good to her. Take it or freeze.
He waved his magic wand again and disappeared. The stepmother and stepsister started to cry and feel sorry. They called Mary inside and apologized to her. From that day on, they were good, and so they all lived happily ever after.